I'm Jim Murphy. Welcome back to the Murphy Family Kitchen. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. Today, we're going to make cauliflower fried rice with chicken. I've already done the chopping and the prep work. I'm going to tell you what we have here, and then we're going to get right over to the stove and start cooking. So I riced some cauliflower. I've got this measured out to be about 1.5 pounds. I'm going to use a big wok. This should fill up most of it, so you can make the quantity that works out well for you and for your family. I chopped up a small onion. I chopped up 5 green onions or scallions. I had 3 chicken breasts that I thawed, so I used all 3 so as to not have anything go to waste. I have a tablespoon of minced garlic, just to type right out of the jar. I didn't mince it myself. I have 3 tablespoons of butter. I've got a little bit of chicken broth powder that we're going to put in just for a little flavoring. I've got about 1 cup of carrot shreds, a little bit of sesame oil, and instead of using soy sauce, the low-carb alternative to that is coconut Aminos, and the taste is very, very similar, and it really works well in this dish. We also have some salt and pepper naturally for taste, and we'll put that in as we're cooking. So let's go ahead and move to the stove and get this going. Okay, we're back over at the stove now. I've got my wok heating up. We want to get it nice and hot, and something I didn't mention, I'm going to get this started with a little bit of olive oil. That's probably about 2 tablespoons. And the other thing that I failed to mention was we're going to drop a couple of eggs in here. So because of the amount of cauliflower that I have, I'm going to put 3 eggs in. And we're just going to stir that up, stir it around here until that firms up a little bit. All right, and once that's firmed up and come together pretty well, we're going to add our chicken into this. Like I said, I have 3 chicken breasts that I used here. And we're going to put that in. And we're going to let this chicken cook until it's almost done. We want it to be about 80% done when we continue to add the rest of the ingredients in here. We're going to keep moving it around a little bit. I'm going to put some salt and pepper in here and help it cook up and give it some seasoning. And that'll just take another 2 minutes or so. All right, once we got that chicken almost done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in our onions and our shredded carrots. You can see that there's some moisture that the chicken released in the bottom of the pan. That's okay. We're going to let that continue to cook off. Snuck a little piece out of here when you weren't looking just to make sure that we were getting it done properly. I don't want to rush this too much. We need to make sure that the chicken is cooked all the way through. It looked really good, so we're moving on to the next step. So I got the onions and our shredded carrots in here. Again, we're going to help those reduce a little bit here and release their liquid. A little bit of salt and some pepper. And we'll just continue to move this around for a couple of minutes until we get those softened up just a little bit. That started to soften up just a little bit, so that looks good. We're going to put in our garlic and mix that around. I waited till now for that because you don't want it to burn. Garlic has a tendency sometimes, if you just put it in too early, that it burns in that oil. But now that we've got some liquid in here, we're good. We'll get that flavor. You can already smell it. You can smell the onions cooking. And so now it's time to add in our cauliflower. So again, this is riced cauliflower. You can buy riced cauliflower already minced for you, already riced for you from the grocery store. You can buy a head of cauliflower. You can mince it or rice it yourself rather with a hand grater. You can run it through a food processor, and you could probably use frozen as long as you dried it. Let it thaw and then wring the extra water out of it. I have not done that, but I don't know why you couldn't. And we're just going to keep moving this around a little bit, and we're going to let this cook for just a couple of minutes so that we get some softening in that cauliflower, and then we'll come back and get this thing finished up here pretty quick. Okay, we're making excellent progress here. This smells wonderful. The vegetables are all starting to soften. We don't want everything to get mushy, but we do want it to cook through. This still has a few minutes to go. But where we are right now, it's time to put some more salt and some more pepper in here. And we are also going to add in a good-sized pinch of this chicken broth powder. And that's going to give this some really nice flavor. We'll mix this all around and continue cooking. Okay, this is doing really well. It's getting nice and soft. I just checked it out and it tastes really good. So now I'm going to add in my butter. Give it some creaminess. That's going to melt in there, and I'm going to add some green onion to it. Give it a little bit of color. Not all of the onion, just some. We're going to save some for the garnish what we serve. And we're just going to stir this up, get that butter mixed around through the whole dish. And that really gives it some great flavor. And because of the amount of cauliflower that I had here, I used 3 tablespoons. If you do a little bit less, you could probably use 2. Really, it's up to your personal preference at that point, what your taste is. Same thing with the amount of salt and pepper that you put in. Whatever works good for you is the right way to do it. Looking really nice. I'm going to put a few more green onions in there just for a little more color. And mix that around. And that is really looking nice. The amount that you cook this is really, again, up to your personal taste. How do you like your rice? If you eat regular rice, do you like it very soft and mushy? Do you like it a little bit al dente? You're going to monitor this to get it to the level of stiffness or crispiness that you want. Or if you want it a little bit mushy, that's okay. That's totally up to you. But this is about where I like it to be. It's looking really good. And so I'm going to add in some coconut aminos. Again, this is in place of soy sauce. We don't use soy sauce on keto, low carb. This replaces that. The taste is very similar. It looks the same. Very low in carbs. And we're going to mix that around here. Get it completely combined. And you see it gives it that really nice color. And once that's pretty well combined there, then we're going to add in a little bit of sesame seed oil. Now I try to avoid seed oils as much as possible, but this is one of those things where it just takes a tiny bit, and you really need this flavoring to make it taste and be fried rice. It just really finishes it off, and so I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit here. But again, it's totally up to you. That looks awesome. We are ready to get this on a dish and ready to serve. That looks wonderful, and we are ready to serve this up. Well, this looks and smells amazing, so we're going to go ahead and give this a little try. And I don't want to take too much. This is our dinner this evening, so we'll be eating shortly. You can add more Aminos to this, or any salt, pepper, whatever it is that you like to put on your fried rice. You can add in anything you want. I like it just the way that it is. So I'm going to give this a try here. It's still hot. My goodness. That is as good as any fried rice that I've ever had anywhere. I really enjoy this dish. That's why I wanted to share it with you. I will have the recipe for this down below. Again, feel free to adjust it to your own liking, to whatever size dish you need to make, or whatever flavoring you want in it, but this will be a good guide for you. I'll have a few other links down there for you. Check out my Facebook page, check out my website. All have links to my different recipes. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave me a comment. Hit the like button if this was helpful to you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. Share this with your friends, and I look forward to seeing you all again in the next video. Thanks, and bye.